The All-Star break, Blue Jays are hot. Wow. They're thinking of making some more deals, and even that deal that didn't go through with Michael Saunders may go through with the Cincinnati Reds. Boys, how do you like the Jays? I like them a lot.
I do too. What deal are you talking about, Michael Saunders?
Well, remember in spring training,
Jay Bruce.
Yes.
Jay Bruce.
Blue Jays and the Cincinnati Reds. Saunders was in a three-way deal with a guy named, let's see, I think his last name was, Jay Bruce. And someone failed their physical. So Jay Bruce did not come to the Blue Jays by way of Anaheim or Cincinnati. Saunders was going to Anaheim. It's been a nice three-way deal because but Saunders is having a great year. And now they're thinking of getting Jay Bruce from Cincinnati before the trading deadline just to give him that little oomph for the second season.
Now, tell me about Jay Bruce. I recall the Mike Saunders non-deal, but what was this guy? What's he made of?
He's good. He's hitting. He's an all-star. Strangely, how two guys in a trade that didn't go through. Billy, Jay's good. Jay's hitting 267. Meh, as Perry would say. But 8 home runs, 63 RBIs. You know, he's bouncing back, and he's at the All-Star game with Saunders. There's talk about, well, geez, I think the Jays may need some pitching, but I like the way they're sitting going into the All-Star break. They've won a shitload of games. They're doing well. That's the deal on Jay Bruce.
I don't get that. Why would they be going after another bat? It's like you can get bats anywhere. They even got a guy named Bats who's injured right now, who's going to be coming back.
Well, you know why I think, Perry, I don't know what Jay Bruce hits, but if he's a left-hander, that's why they're going after him.
Yeah, again, 267 ain't something to write home about, Billy, but...
No, but does he hit left, John?
That's something I have to look up, my friend.
Well, you have to look up a lot more if you're me.
Hey, you know what? And in the paper today, from the Washington Post, they're naming the no-star team from baseball's first half, and who is the no-star in right field? Jose Bautista, with a .555 slugging percentage, .945 RBS, making $14 million this year. Should have perhaps taken the home field discount, the home team discount at 35 years old. Maybe he wishes he would have done that. There may be something on the trading table for Joey Bats, guys.
I don't think so. I think that he will be what he has been for the last 5 or 6 years, and Donaldson takes up a big bite of that. But he's the straw that stirs the drink with that team when it starts to get tough. I have a lot of time for Bautista, and he's also the guy that went to John Gibbons on the 9th or 18th of May and said, "Hey, Johnny, this thing is going nowhere. How be you put me in at leadoff?" And
he did say that. That's odd. I know.
Yeah, and the record speaks for itself.
Yeah. Jose Bautista, leadoff hitter. And Bill and Perry, look at the string of games they won after the leadoff hitter.
But it's a funny situation because the guy who's put himself into being a real leader of this team in more ways than one, where they want to talk about the bat flip, where they want to talk about the decision to go lead off, is he even going to be part of this team going forward? And I'm not talking like when he gets back. Yeah. I'm talking next year. Is he going to still be part of this team? Or is this management, which seems to not have any kind of connection, or at least, history with him, will they want to pony up and pay him what he wants? Will he want to come back? Will he be worth it?
The answer is they're not going to pay him what he wants because he's not worth what he wants.
Yeah.
And that's a problem that Jose Bautista has to address. But I think if he comes in at around $20 million, there might be a marketplace for him on a short-term deal.
Even at 35 years old, Wilbert?
Yeah, well, there are a lot of guys who don't keep themselves in as good a shape as Bautista does, who play to 39 or 40. I know your point, John, but the one thing that's always impressed me about Bautista is he's bright. He knows what's coming. He knows the odds are against him. And he knows that he has to talk the big enchilada if he's going to get any part of the enchilada. And I think that's all part of his approach to this. I want to stay in Toronto. I want $25 million. And they're saying $25 million. But I'm afraid if they offer him, 3 years at 20, he might be jumping all over it.
Yeah. And do they get both him and?
Well, they can't. Yeah, they're going to have to pay. I mean, if you look at Encarnacion's production and you look at the way he's played first base,
right.
This guy can play every game for you.
And he can DH, which is...
A lot of them thought he had to be a designated hitter. Well, fine. But I haven't seen any appreciable difference in Smokes covering first or Encarnacion covering first. They said his problem in Cincinnati was he had a hard time making the throw from third to first. He doesn't have to do that on first. He just has to catch it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. They're both...
Guys, a lot of RBIs for Double E, man. I mean, we're talking about... I mean, there aren't that many... There aren't that many guys. We're talking about like Lou Gehrig and Reggie Jackson who have that many home runs and that many RBIs before the All-Star break. I mean, those are amazing numbers.
And the same with Donaldson with the 80 runs scored and the 20 home runs. There's only 6 of them, and they're all Hall of Famers, all icons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible with those two players, the position they put themselves in right now in baseball history.
Right.
And we're not even talking about Bautista.